And yet we still have our own personal challenges and sometimes our own personal heartaches. And we have a tendency to withdraw, to pull back into that cocoon or our cave, and we don't want to burden other people by letting them know that we have problems, but we do have a tendency to just kind of hide and hibernate instead. It helps if you have someone very, very, very close to you who recognizes what you're doing, and they pull you out of there, perhaps kicking and screaming, but they pull you out of there. They won't let you suffer by yourself. They want to support you and bring you encouragement and love. I have actually three very dear friends who are not connected with this church. I've known all three of them for 20 plus years. And if they don't get emails from me or a call from me after a certain period of time, they'll call and say what's wrong. And they won't hang up until they pry it out of me. But they know that I've gone into my hibernation mode, and they are determined to be there to help me through it. Why do I have three women friends outside of the church to do this for me? Well, because I'm your pastor. I'm supposed to always have it together. I'm supposed to always be here for you. And I try. I find that when my dear friends haul me out of that cave or haul me out of that cocoon and help me get back in balance, that I'm certainly much more capable to reach out to others. So we all walk this fine line, don't we? We want to help other people. Sometimes we become so overwhelmed by our own challenges, we just kind of hibernate, which really does not do anything to help strengthen us. And it certainly doesn't do anything to help us become strong enough to reach out and help others. You know, when we were children, and acting up at the table or something, and I have to say I don't have a lot of experience with this because I was an only child. There was nobody else to act up with. But occasionally we'd have a sleepover at somebody else's house, and I got to see how brothers and sisters interacted. But if kids act up at the table, you know, usually the mother can just kind of raise the eyebrow. I know I did it with our boys. And if the offending person didn't get the hint, Dad would clear his throat. If the child still didn't get the hint, then either Mom or Dad would simply say the person's name. Robert. Well, the child better know at that point that they're on thin ice indeed, and anything after that is sure to lead to some kind of distress, most likely leaving the table to think about it in their own room. I can't help but wonder if Spirit doesn't try to do that with us. You know, we get the little eyebrow to get our attention, and we ignore it, and then we get a clearing of the throat, and we ignore it. Sometimes we clearly hear our name called, and we may still ignore it. And then we wonder why things are not going so great in our lives. We wonder, what happened? Why me? What's going on? Well, we've ignored all those gentle, loving, warning signs from Spirit. Now, does this mean this is their way of spanking us? No, of course not. It just means that natural law will prevail, and if we keep ignoring all of those warning signals, those loving Spirit messages trying to give us guidance, then of course natural law will carry through. So if we are spanked, it's because we have spanked ourselves. We know infinite intelligence does not punish us. We know that. And we know that some of the challenges in life that we experience are not sent here as a test. It's just life. It's just life. But it's how we react to those things, it's how we learn from those things that determine the next course of our life. How smooth or how lumpy and bumpy is it going to be? It is important to be positive, and it's hard to do that